Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now for this video, I'd like to review a movie that I watched a couple of nights ago. Now the movie is based on this folk horror novel by Andrew Michael Haley called Acre. And the movie I'm going to talk about is of the same name, Acre. Before I say anything further about this movie, guys, and giving me thoughts on the storyline as a whole, I'll just read you a couple of particulars about this release and read you the synopsis and so on, and I'll give you all my thoughts about it. Okay, yeah, so this was made in 2024, and as I say, it's based on a novel by Andrew Michael Haley, and it stars Matt Smith and Morfydd Clark, and it was produced by Tessa Ross, Juliet Howell, Emma Duffy, and it's, as I say, based on that novel, and written and directed by Daniel, is that Coco Tajlo? Hope I pronounced that correctly. Okay then, guys, I'm just going to read you the synopsis from this edition in case you're not familiar with it. The 1970s rural England, Richard and Juliet's seemingly idyllic family life is thrown into turmoil when their son starts acting out of character. At Acre, their remote family home, archaeologist Richard buries himself in exploring a folkloric myth that the ancient oak tree on their land is imbued with phenomenal powers. Now, when Juliet turns to the local community to find some kind of peace, Richard obsessively digs deeper. An unexpected discovery soon occupies the couple's attention, and dark and sinister forces unwittingly allowed into the home offer a disturbing possibility of a reconnection between them. So there you go, guys. That's the story in a nutshell of this 2024 release, Acre. Okay then, guys, on to my thoughts now on the movie as a whole. It was an average kind of folk horror movie. In parts, I found it a bit slow, and one of the things that did annoy me was, like, I've said this before in these modern horror movies, when people are talking and you get a long pause of about 10 seconds and that when nobody speaks, and that there was a lot of that spattered throughout this movie, guys. But I did like the setting, the bleak rural setting, very desolate setting, ideal setting for folk horror. But I must admit, guys, I did prefer the original novel by Andrew Michael Haley, because I thought the novel was more engrossing, and in many ways it was different to the to the movie adaptation. Yeah, it was alright. I don't think I could watch it again, guys, to be honest with you. Some people have compared this to The Wicker Man. I didn't think there was any comparison. Nobody can compare to that folk horror movie, The Wicker Man. That stands head and shoulders above all the folk horror movies for me. This has got quite a few extras on it, guys, if you want to freeze your cameras and just take those in. Yeah, so basically, yeah, the husband, like, he's an archaeologist and he's digging and that, and he's trying to uncover the roots of this tree from centuries ago, and in doing so, he unearths the skeleton of a hare. Now, hares, if you know your supernatural folklore, hares are very prominent in folklore and the history of magic. All kinds of things attached to them, connotations, both good and bad, So, as I say, unearths the skeleton of the hare. He takes it back into the house, and to his amazement, it starts over the weeks and months. It starts growing flesh, growing organs. It looks as if it's coming to life before his very eyes, yeah. So, and he's just looking there. I thought to myself, if that had been me, I'd have took it right to the bloody museum to see what the hell's going on here, But he does consult his colleagues about it now at the university where he works as as a tutor and that. But I would have gone a step further, guys. But then again, you mightn't have had a story. Most probably wouldn't have had a story, would you? Yeah. But as I say, like, it was an average kind of folk horror movie. But I say I did prefer the original novel. And there's a couple of the other novels that guys, what this author's written there. If you wanted to check those out, his debut novel was The Lonely. Yeah. Andrew Michael Haley. But getting back to this, guys, a very, very average movie. And also the story about the little boy dying, Ewan, you don't really see all that much of him in the film, whereas in the book it goes into more details, because the mother, she thinks a spirit's still haunting the house, and she's going through a lot of emotional grief, and what happens is she gets in touch with this woman who's a member of this occult group, what kind of spiritualist group called the Beacons. Now, you don't really hear them mentioned in the don't think you need to mention it at all, actually. It's just Mrs. Ford, the medium that comes to the house, yeah. But they are mentioned a lot more in the novel, the Beacons and that. And, of course, her husband, he scops and that. Or you don't want to be getting them people. And a sister, Harriet, she scops. You don't want to be messing around with those people and that Ouija boards and all that, you know. But the wife is convinced that a source of goodness helping her to make contact with her dead son, you know. So basically, that's the story really in a nutshell. He's digging in the ground and that, and he uncovers the hair, and it starts. I won't go into too much detail, guys, about what happens once the hair becomes fully formed. I don't really want to spoil it for you. If you want to check Starbaker out and see if you like folk horror movies, I won't spoil it at the ending, but yeah, I must admit, guys, there was a lot more going on in the book. It's not really a long novel. It's more of just round about the length of a novella, I'd say. But yeah, I did prefer the book, and even that was a little bit slow paced, and that it takes a bit of time to get off the ground, a real slow burner. But this was even more slow, guys. It really was, you know. But I'll just show you the inside, guys, of this edition. So there's the discs. You get the Blu-ray and the DVD. You get extras on. I've watched one of the extras. I've just got the rest to watch later on. So I'll just show you the booklet, guys, of Starbaker. Very folk horror picture there. There you go. That's the main female protagonist trying to contact the dead son, Ewan. I must warn you, guys, there's a horrible scene of something's done to an animal, and animal cruelty. So if you don't like animal cruelty, you might want to skip past the movie, you know, altogether, actually, if you don't want any associations with movies. I don't like to see animal cruelty in movies. So there is one particular scene was pretty harrowing. So be warned, you know, it does contain a scene of animal cruelty. But yeah, so getting back to this anyway, so there you go. There's the head of the hair, what he unearths from the ground. Yeah. And very, very bleak setting. I did like the setting, like it was very, very eerie and that, you know, miles and miles of a wasteland and that. Set in Yorkshire. Yeah. There you go, guys. There's the father taking Ewan for a walk. Yeah. I thought it was going to turn out to be something like The Omen, you know, but it went into an entirely different direction. And that's where they do the ritual in the house to try to contact the dead son. That's her sister Harriet there, and that's Juliet, the main female protagonist, trying to contact. She's convinced the spirit's still in the house, you know. So there's the dad doing his archaeological, you know, excavations. Yeah. So yeah, the British folk horror revival that tells you all about folk horror and that, you know. But yeah, I was disappointed with it, guys. You know, I thought it would have been a bit more. It suffered from pacing problems. This, guys, you know, it's I wouldn't watch it again. I think I'd be bored sick watching this, you know. And there again, that's a close up of Juliet. The mother is absolutely convinced that the ghost of her son is still inhabiting the house. Yeah. Okay, then, guys. So that's the booklet of Starbaker, and as I say, it's got those special features and that. But if you like your folk horror movies and you don't mind a little bit of a slow burner, this might be your cup of tea. It wasn't my cup of tea, guys. Although I do love folk horror, I do love movies like I don't mind them being slow if they build up to a good climax and that. But this really didn't. It didn't tick all the boxes for me. This guy, Starbaker, I regret to say, I would have loved to have seen a bit more Wicker Man-esque things going on in that. You know, it was just basically the dad digging in the ground and excavating this hair and taking it back and it coming back to life slowly before his eyes, completely, like, you know, materializing before his eyes and that, and then all hell breaks loose. But there could have been a bit more horror thrown in, guys, you know, for good measure, you know. But I'm not trying to put you off it, guys. If you want to check Starbaker out for yourself, you know, you don't matter, say, if you don't mind very, very slow paced folk horror movies, this might be to your taste. But I didn't like it, guys. I preferred the novel, as I say, you know, by Andrew Michael Haley. Yeah. As I say, I didn't like the parts where there was a lot of like around about 10-second they stop talking basically, and I hate that in a movie. You know, I really do. Yeah, and I wasn't too keen on the flashbacks as well. Even in the novel, I didn't like the flashbacks because they throw you get into the story, the line of your story and that, you know, and the next minute they go back. I hate that, you know, I really do. I mean, I watched a movie last night called The Black Cab, with a guy called, his surname's Frost. I forget, is it Nick Frost? I watched it last night on Shudder and started off good, but the story, guys, it just didn't make any sense. Yeah, so if you're on Shudder, you might like to check out the pictures there. you might like to check out The Black Cab starring Nick Frost. He basically picks this couple up. They've been having problems and that arguments and that, you know, and he locks them in the cab. And basically, it's a kind of movie that put you off. It'll put you off taking hackney cabs, yeah. But I won't reveal any more about it, guys. As I say, it's on Shudder if you want to give it a watch. The Black Cab starring Nick Frost, yeah. But getting back to Starmaker, guys, yeah. I'm going to give it a rating now, guys. I'm going to give it, average movie. I'll give it a 5 out of 10, guys. You know, it was very, very slow, you know, and I wish there was a little bit more action thrown in and that, and really the ghostly part of the son and that inhabiting the house, he didn't really see all that, didn't really go into that much in that. And Mrs. Ford, the medium that comes to the house and does the ritual, you know, in the book, it goes into a bit more detail about what she's feeling about the house and that. She senses a very, very ominous atmosphere in the house, but that's not really touched on, guys, in the film version of Starbaker. And as I say, I think it was a bit of a missed opportunity here, guys, with this one. It's a shame and all, because I love me folk horror movies, and I was expecting a bit more from this, guys, but as I say, very, very disappointed. Yeah. Okay then, guys, that's it. I'll wind the video down now. Have you seen Starbaker? Have you read the novel of Starbaker? Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments down below. Let's get a discussion going about Starbaker, both movie and novel. But yeah, guys, as I say, it was a real missed opportunity, you know, and you know, I say I love folk horror, and you know, not a patch on The Wicker Man, you know, Blood on Satan's Claw, Witchfinder General. They're the 3 leading movies of folk horror. You know, a lot of horror commentators have branded those 3 movies as the leading, you know, basically the pioneers of you know, British folk horror. Yeah, but as I say, guys, if you want to check out Starbaker, you know, see it for yourself and that. But I say there were parts in it that I liked. I liked the bleak, very, very eerie, and that, you know, the house and that in the middle of nowhere, and you know, you didn't really know what was really, of course, if you haven't read the novel and you just went straight into the book, you didn't, you know, you think to yourself, well, what's going to happen here? It's very, very slow pace and that. But I would suggest you read the novel first to get a good outline of the story. I would not suggest you go straight in and watch this, you know, because you will find, I guarantee, if you find movies like, if you don't like movies at a slow pace and that, you'll soon be falling asleep. Okay then, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Okay then, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sundays, the usual. If you like the video, please feel free to share, subscribe, comment, and as I say, you might like to check out That Black Cab starring Nick Frost. I watched it last night and that. Yeah, okay then, guys, I'll leave it there. Okay. Yes, I enjoyed the rest of your Sunday. Usually, if you like the video, please feel free to share, subscribe, comment, and all going well, I shall be back again very, very soon with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.